Before we get too drunk, I'd like your advice. It's just that, well, as you know, my trade is polishers, sealants, varnishes, associated products, application, remedial works, even troubleshooting. But yesterday, the DSS made me attend an interview for the job of a drummer with a Caribbean rock funk band. As I understand it, a bit like Osabisa. I find it very worrying. I mean, the wife is very cold to the touch. She's absolutely nithered. I mean, how would she feel if I was suddenly to start travelling the world with a black funk band? I mean, imagine me with caviar and champagne, drinking exotic cocktails at Ronnie Wood's Beach Bar, drinking coconut milk out of a native's brassiere. It just doesn't add up. I'm a polisher's man. Do you not think it's a bit suspicious? I mean, the job, it went to a black man. I mean, quite right too, but this whole episode has made me very worried, to say the least. And the wife, well, I'm spending an absolute fortune just trying to keep her at a half reasonable temperature.
It's probably just an administrative error, Ian,
No, it's much more than that, man. In fact, something I've got to tell you, I was up early trying to get the house warmed up for the wife, And I looks out the window and I sees a postman crouching down on the driveway. I thought, he's dropped a comb, or an earring. Anyway, I looked at his earnest and his great big shit was coming out of it. It dropped on the 3-coloured shingle, that abuts the lawn. So I knocks on the window. I went, hey, not there, man, round the back. But it was too late. He made this half-cocked attempt, to cover the brute with the gravel, and he ran off. Thing is, though, why my property? Why my driveway? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? He's a government employee, isn't he? Could have been housing a transmitter. You doing a ploughman's today, Pat?
Spatchcock.
Oh, bollocks, not spatchcock again, man.
How you doing?
All right. No, I'm not bad.
All right, Ian.
All right, Carl. What brings you here, then?
I made him ask about my son, Paul, Apparently he used to work here. What about you?
Oh, I'm after one of them outdoor heated lamps, Try and keep the wife warm. Hey, I've never known her so cold, man. She is like an icicle. Actually, Carl, there's something I've got to tell you now. I went down to the clinic this morning, to get my sperm count checked, I like to keep it low, you see, around about 12, 14% active, Well, I feel good, round about that level. Anyway, this is the thing. As I'm leaving, right, I notices an unmarked, refrigerated escort van pulling away from the rear of the clinic, right? And he pulls into that newly cobbled area that belongs to the insurance company. I think they're taking my samples away and exploiting them. Commercially, for example, to feed GM produce or to make fertilisers, or perhaps in my case, weed killer. And of course, all this is done without my consent, So I've come down here today, to investigate. Just check on the odd sunflower, make sure it's not taking on my complexion or my demeanour. This is pretty suspicious stuff. And of course, you do realise all the time I'm down here investigating, my wife's sitting at home there, just getting colder and colder.
Ian, why don't you get a seen by a doctor?
No. There's no need, man. There's no need. No. It's just a matter of keeping her warm, man. That's all. Right, I've got to get going. I'll see you around there.
Jesus, man, Ian, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
I thought we were dead men then.
Oh, you're all right, lads. I watched this whole episode develop from over there, near the tropical fish department. At first, I thought it was an episode of The Beatles about. But when the Beatle himself didn't appear, after the second shooting, I thought, on balance, this is more than likely a real-life situation, like.
Oh, it's real enough, Ian. This bloke's trying to kill us. Look, we better get off.
I recognised the bloke with a gun, It was him that attacked me in the pub. Oh, that's strange, isn't it? That I encounter this assassin on the very same day that my sperm count is slightly higher.
How do you do, by the way? My name's Mark. I'm sorry to hear about your wife. Was it sudden?
Well, the medics have been trying to tell me she's been dead for around about 9 months. But I don't think that can be right. I mean, yes, she was very cold. Yes, she was very quiet, but come on. I mean, I would know if my wife was dead better than anybody, wouldn't I? I mean, truth is, she's always been cold ever since I met her, both sexually and in the kitchen. But to answer your question, yes, it was very sudden. Came as a great shock to me. You see, when I last left the house, I'd put her in the hot water tank, in an effort to try and warm her through. I'd also filled her with cavity wall insulation foam, using a bicycle pump up her arse. I mean, she should have been as warm as toast. But when I got home, she just bloated up to the shape of the cylinder tank, you know, and become very brittle. Do you know, I think it was the bumpy ride in the ambulance to the hospital that actually killed her. But will I get an apology from the Highways Department or a promise to reduce the number of speed bumps? No, I very much doubt it.
Are you and your mate coming in for one, Ian?
No.